Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. Joining us right now, live in studio, we have the members of the band Turbo Cats. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Good morning. Doing well.
By the way, let's get this out of the way. Is it officially, is it Turbo Cats or the Turbo Cats?
So it's funny, that actually recently came up, and I think we collectively decided as a band that on the album and on streaming platforms, it's just going to be Turbo Cats.
Oh, okay.
Because we think it sounds hipper and cooler.
Yeah. I agree.
But we figured even if it says Turbo Cats, people might just call it the Turbo Cats if they want to anyway. So
right, true.
We'll call it Turbo Cats, but we'll let the people choose.
Yeah. No, I think that's wise. We're gonna talk to you guys and play some of your music, but before we play our first track, let's start with you here in the corner. Tell us who you are and what you do in Turbo Cats.
Yeah, so I play music under a secret name. My real name's Wesley Konopka, but I play music as Hanson Barlow.
Okay.
I played in a bunch of bands my whole life. I started playing punk bands and alternative bands in high school, and then I kind of did the solo thing. Now I'm back to playing in a band because I feel like that's my favorite way to play music is with a group of people and feeding off of people. And I write a lot of the songs in Turbo Cats. I sing and play guitar, and that's my main role.
Excellent. And you?
Hey, my name is Jim Hurley, and I'm the drummer in Turbo Cats. Started drumming later in life, evolved, went through different cycles, different bands, and ended up here now. Really happy with the situation and, having a good time.
Outstanding. And you?
Hi, my name is Chris Beaton. I play bass for the Turbo Cats. I also do some backup vocals. I've known this guy all my life. But
Really? Yeah.
I didn't know his name was Wesley though. Holy crap!
Yeah,
Wow.
most people know me as Hanson Barlow. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been playing for a while. Since I was about 16 or so. Been in some high school bands and such.
Yeah.
One with him too. Another one. Yeah. So.
Very good. Well, guys, we've got, I'm dying to talk to you, but we've got some songs from you too. We've got some new music, and I'll let you choose what we're going to open with, and then we'll talk about it. But what's a good track to start with?
So I'd say to start it off with, I'd probably start with Cruisin' for Za, because Saturday's a fantastic day to get with friends, maybe have a few drinks, get in the car, listen to some good music, and cruise for some za, which is a term that I heard when I first moved to Boston when I was younger, but everyone used to call pizza za. So I thought it was a really funny term, and it kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
So even though people don't really use it anymore,
Yeah.
I've always liked to call pizza za because it brings me back. So this song is kind of about that feeling of being young and just having fun and just grabbing some pizza with the boys.
It's my favorite food.
Yeah, me too.
With pepperoni and pineapple.
No pineapple.
Ooh.
That's a sin against God. How dare you?
Just no deep dish for us.
Yeah. No deep dish.
No deep dish?
No.
We like that Italian style.
Sure. Well, there's lots of ways to enjoy za, as it were. All right, let's give this a listen, and then we're going to talk to these guys. But here it is, Cruisin' for Za from Turbo Cats.
We were teenage boys getting teenage kicks. Getting drunk, we were getting lit. Ramones on the stereo. Punk music blasting out the stereo. Cruising for za. Cruising for za. Cruising for za.
Yeah, it is Cruising for Za. The band is Turbo Cats, and we have Turbo Cats with us live in studio here. And great track, guys. You got a nice sound.
Thank you.
I really dig what
I'm
you do.
hungry now.
Yeah.
I should have ate before
Yeah,
I came.
the oven sure was preheated for that track.
Thank you, though.
Very good, very good. Hey, so you guys are playing tonight, right, at Terminus in Nashua? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, very good, very good.
It's going to be a blast. We're going to rock extra hard.
Now, have you been there yet? Have you physically been to?
No. This will be our first time playing there, but we're really excited.
I think Jam Tomorrow and Temple Mountain are also playing with us, too.
Excellent,
It'll be
yeah.
a great show.
Yeah, Jenny and I were there for the open house, and I tell everybody this: when you walk into the room, into Terminus, it's like a different world. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but it's like it's amazing. It's like walking into a whole other dimension. It's really, really cool.
Oh, that's so cool. It sounds like such a cool type of undergroundish type of venue.
Yeah.
I mean, those have always been my favorite. We played a lot of house shows in the past and garage shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that DIY punk ethos of it sort of thing. It's super cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's totally going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Are you from the area?
Yeah, we all, so I grew up in Amherst, New Hampshire. And I've been here most of my whole life. I did live in Boston for a while, which was cool because I was probably there right out of high school around 2007, 2008. And that was when there was a huge basement music scene in Alston.
Yeah.
So I went to basement shows almost every weekend and got to play a lot of shows and stuff like that, acoustic. So that was super fun and super cool. It was a great experience.
Yeah, that's definitely a good scene to be in. And what about you?
I'm from Manchester.
You are,
Grew up
yeah.
in Manchester, and now I reside out in Candia, New Hampshire.
Okay, yeah. So you're not far.
No, out in the countryside. Nice.
What about you, Chris?
I'm from Amherst as well, but now I'm in Manchester, so it's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Some local radio. So
It's cool that you guys all live close together. The only reason I say that is it seems like lately, and Jenny, I don't know if you've noticed this, we've had some bands on the show where it's like everybody's so spread out, and it's like, wow, how do you even get together to rehearse when you're all
we
like,
got lucky.
I know.
spread
It's
out?
so
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all close, and we practice right in Candia. So, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
a 15-minute drive for us, and we can get together at least once a week if we have to.
Yeah.
We've practiced twice in a week before. It makes it easier to work on music and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, no doubt. When did Turbo Cats start? How long has it been a band?
3 years, maybe?
Oh, so it's relatively new. then.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting how it formed. So me and Jim actually, Chris and I have played in a bunch of bands when we were younger. We've known each other for probably like 25 years since schooling and
Okay.
stuff like that. Jim and I used to play in another band where I played bass and he played drums, and then one of our other friends sang and played guitar. But then he ended up moving to New Orleans. So then it was right around COVID where people weren't really playing shows, and I kind of wanted to get into electric music and stuff like that again.
Yeah.
So we just kind of formed our band because I had all these songs written. So
That he did solo.
What's that?
That he did solo on acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we rockified them.
Yeah. Excellent. We should talk about these songs. A couple of them. Maybe we might even play these back to back. I'm thinking because you've got a song called. Well, let's see. So you've got "My Senior Lady," which is not about a human female. It turns out that's actually about a cat. And,
Definitely.
And Jenny and I could relate because it's about So Jenny and I, we have two cats, and one of our cats, Mush, is it turns out old. We don't know how old because she was a rescue. And when we first got her, because she's small and you know, we thought she was younger. And then like the first time a vet looked at her, the vet said, yeah, she's older,
Yeah.
like significantly.
She was found on the side of a road.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she lived in the vet's office for about a month or so.
Yeah.
And that's how we adopted her. When we went to adopt her, we brought a carrier and everything. She went home right, tucked it into my shoulder, right into my neck, and she lives there.
yeah. She after she eats in the morning, she likes to be on your shoulder to digest.
Yeah, she does a good burp, and
Yeah.
then she goes to sleep. Yep.
But so
I
she's
am a human cat bed.
she's our senior lady, and of course you also have domestic short hair. So I was thinking maybe we'll play
black
these
cat,
maybe we'll play these
domestic
two songs together.
yeah, for sure.
Why the songs about cats? Do you just, and they're on your shirt too?
Yeah, so
And your
I actually
culture about
I do
cats,
have
so
some
cats.
cat tattoos too. So that's my little kitty.
Oh, wow.
Pep.
Aw.
She's awesome. I love her. She's fantastic. I would say that cats are my favorite animal. I do love all animals in general. And I feel like the cat thing started almost just kind of out of nowhere. I've always played music my whole life, but I was at work one day and one of my coworkers wanted to show me a song on YouTube, and she was like, you like music and you like things that are funny, so I think you'll really like this song.
Yeah.
But it was a song, and it was you know that song that's like, oh sugar, dun, 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 you are my candy girl. It was like that song, but the lyrics were switched up so that it was a cat song. But I listened to it, and it had like thousands of views on YouTube. But I listened to it, and I'm like, I feel like I could make better cat songs than this song.
Yeah.
So I remember I was like, well, if you think that song's good, let me go home and I'll write some cat songs, and I think they're going to be better than that one.
Yeah.
And I went home, and it was the first time that I started doing solo music. I recorded on like a little computer mic, but I titled the project Catnip and the Yarn Balls. And I just
like
recorded
that.
like 6 cat songs in one night.
Yeah.
And one of them was Domestic Short Hair. And I think that was one of my favorites out of them. But ever since then, people like the cat songs so much that I always kind of made it my thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the main thing. I still write more serious songs and songs about other things.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing. That was like the catalyst. So
Yeah.
I always kind of have a special place for
catalyst.
The
cat
catalyst.
songs.
I see what you did
Yeah,
there.
yeah, the cat.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Now, what about you guys? Do you also love cats?
Oh, I love cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually on my shirt,
It's
this is Lucy,
yeah.
my little cat.
Oh, yeah.
She passed away a little late last year.
Oh, sorry to hear
First time
that.
I've actually worn this shirt since.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So pretty cool to
Because-
bring her along with me here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, no, I was actually never a cat person, and then met someone who's now my girlfriend, and she loved cats. And well, we went to the animal shelter one time, and they brought out 2 cats. They snuggled up together. The cats had never met before,
Oh,
Aw.
which is really wild too.
yeah. Yeah.
And they curled right up, and you just we couldn't leave them.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and so ever since then, it's been love too. So I was, being in this band too, and having some fun cat songs to play is always a good time.
Yeah.
I always love that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Jim? Are you a cat guy?
Well,
I mean, you're a turbo cat,
have
obviously,
dogs
but
the size
but,
of
yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
I like cats. I like all animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't have a cat or
Okay.
cats.
I was curious because there are people who and have you ever noticed people who don't like cats really don't like cats?
Oh, it's so true.
Like people who don't like cats think that they're evil or something, and it's so bizarre to me. It's like they're so cute and they purr and everything, but no, people who don't like cats are like freaked out by them or something. Like they think cats are going to steal their souls or whatever. I don't know what it is, but they, they're very nervous around cats.
They'll just steal your hearts.
Your soul.
That's all.
What's that?
They'll just steal your hearts. That's all.
Yes, exactly.
That
exactly.
they do.
Yeah.
I won't move for hours. I'll have one on my lap, one on my shoulder.
Yep, it's true.
I'm doomed.
Yeah.
Be like, can you get me a drink?
Well, you do know that the purr has it's scientifically proven to have healing properties.
Oh, 100%. When I'm not well, my cats will be the first sign of it because I can't hide nothing. When I'm not okay, they're on me.
They know.
Like Velcro.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Andre Dumont, of course, from the band Dead Harrison, great band. I've known those guys forever, and of course, they're a very important part of Terminus. Andre's in the chat room and says, it's going to be a super fun night. Can't wait to make magic. So thrilled at the amount of support for Terminus Underground. Yes, be a catalyst for great things.
Woo woo.
Moo, yeah.
And he spelled catalyst, CAT-A-LIST. So
Clever.
just so everyone knows.
Do you
Very
talk
nice.
to your cats? Do they talk to you?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Ours are
time.
talkers too.
Yeah. Yeah, one of our cats is very, very vocal.
When we adopted Mush, Prince, the black kitty, he taught her not only how to talk, but how to drink with her paw. So she could be a lady and dip her paw and drink rather than sticking her face in it.
Yeah.
It's
A cute
hysterical.
senior lady.
Right?
Yep, exactly. Well, let's give these a listen. So we're gonna play these back to back, domestic short hair, and then we'll go right into My Senior Lady. a couple of great cat songs here. And we have, if you're just joining us, Turbo Cats is here with us live in studio today. And I love their sound. Check this out. This is Domestic Shorthair from Turbo Cats.
Some people like dogs. Some people like rats. Some people like birds. But I like cats. I love my domestic short-haired cat. I love my domestic short-haired cat. Some people like turtles. Some people like snakes. Some people like horses. But I like cats. I love my domestic short-haired cat. I love my domestic short-haired cat. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Some people like dogs. Some people like rats. Some people like birds. But I like cats. I love my domestic short-haired cat. I love my domestic short-haired cat. I love my domestic short-haired cat. I love my domestic short-haired. Meow, meow. Her meow still so sweet. An extra special treat. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat. Still looks like a cow. An older moo yow. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat. My domestic short hair with a little bit of gray. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat. My favorite cow meow. My hyperthyroid meow. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat. My senior lady cat.
That is My Senior Lady. And before that, we heard Domestic Shorthair, both great tracks from the band Turbo Cats. And we have Turbo Cats here with us in the studio today, live. Tell us about, there's an album coming, right? That these are going to be on?
Yep, totally. So we're getting close to the completion of the album. We've been working on it for a pretty long time. This is just kind of a sample. All these tracks will be on the new upcoming album. But it should be out in the next month or so, maybe
Excellent.
2 months longest. So we definitely recommend everyone to follow us on Facebook. They can like Turbo Cats. They can also find any of us on Facebook. So if they type in Christopher Beaton or Jim Hurley or Hanson Barlow, they should be able to find us and add us, and then we can update everyone with what's going on with the album and shows and stuff like that, too.
Excellent. It's going to be a full length.
Yeah, it's going to be a full length album.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to have 10 or 11 songs on it.
Okay.
Yep. And they'll all be all of them will be with the band except for My Senior Lady. That's kind of like the last song. That's kind of like back to my acoustic roots, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like a full length with the band. But I kind of love the idea of having like just an acoustic song at the end to close it out, you know?
That's a good way to end it. Yeah. I like that. Where are you recording?
So we're actually recording right at our practice spot, which is actually in Candia. Jim is actually learning very quickly and becoming
He's becoming a master at
fantastic
recording.
recording
Yeah.
mastermind.
Yeah.
He loves
So
it.
I think this is a perfect time, Jim, to plug
Yes.
your recording stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jim. Plug your recording
Just
stuff.
having some fun, doing some home recording.
Yeah,
You know, got a couple bands I recorded.
Oh, good.
You know, just having fun. It's a good time, casual.
You want to say who they are, who the bands are you've been recording?
Drowned Rat is one of them.
Okay.
You know, some acoustic stuff, Slow Coyote, you know.
Okay. Slow Coyote. That's a cool name for a band. I don't know them, but I like that name.
Yeah.
It's
That's
really
how-
cool.
That's how we met.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
no
yeah,
kidding.
that
Slow
was what we
Coyote.
used to-
Oh.
We needed a bassist. I was in another band. We needed a bassist.
Oh.
Wes plays guitar, but he offered to play bass. So it's like, yeah,
Oh,
come
okay.
on board, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. So you're doing everything there? Everything's
yeah.
being recorded there?
Yeah, so
Excellent.
as a band, we're basically like self-contained. We can record everything, write everything.
Yeah.
We basically do mostly everything on our own, which is really cool because it kind of feeds into that DIY sort of, you know, vibe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool because it's not like there's anyone telling us how we should play our songs or write our songs or play our songs or anything like that.
Right.
It's just how we see it and how we want to do it. So
Yeah.
I think it comes across in the music.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, let's hear another track. We can kind of shift gears a little bit. What do you guys want to play next? I'll let you pick.
Let's see, what do we got? Getting by is a good one. So that kind of that flips the script a little bit. That's kind of a more serious song.
Yes.
I think of that as our country song. Probably one reason why I wore my cowboy outfit today for the show.
Yes.
But that song is kind of our cat cowboy vibe.
Interesting. All right. I just got to find the where'd it go? I have it. I made as you know, I made a radio edit of this one. Oh, here it is. I found it. This one has your one bad word.
Yeah, we're pretty squeaky clean.
Yeah. No, this is a great track. So, all right, let's give this a listen. This is a little more serious side of Turbo Cats. This is called Getting By. Great song. Getting By. That is Turbo Cats. We have Turbo Cats with us live in studio. And yeah, great song. I was commenting to these guys while I was playing. I find myself, when listening to your songs, I can't help but sing along. They're very catchy, very infectious, which is
Thank you.
which is good.
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. What's your as far as shows? Are you guys playing out a lot? Do you do a lot of shows?
So we try to not oversaturate with shows,
Yeah.
I guess. I think we try and shoot for maybe like a show a month. But right now we've been trying to focus on the album, so we haven't really been trying to book too many shows or anything like that.
Yeah.
But once we finish our album and we get that all sorted out, I think we're really going to start trying to push the album and book some shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why it's extra important to come out tonight and watch us rock.
There you go. There you go. Do you have any kind of an ETA on the album?
I'd probably say like a month or two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a month or two.
Should be definitely done by the end of summer for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are you doing all the cover art yourselves and everything? Or
Yeah, we're gonna try and do everything on our own.
Yeah.
so
No, that's good. That's good.
keep
That-
it in house.
That's a good way to do it. Absolutely. Do you have any? Are there any bands in the area that you guys play with a lot? You know, I know from my own experience, it kind of happens organically. Sometimes you'll end up teaming up with other bands. Or is there anybody you've played a lot of shows with?
So we've in general played a lot of shows with this band called Gagger, but my friend Timmy Height plays in that band, and they're like a punk band. He used to play in a band called Time Out Timmy. It's like more of a punk band.
Yeah, I remember Time Out Timmy. Yeah, yeah.
And they actually the song Rock and Roll Graveyard, the song everyone hasn't heard yet. They actually covered that song for me from when I played it acoustic.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
actually
wow.
made a music video to that song.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so we play it. They're kind of from up north, but that whole group of people is awesome.
Yeah.
They're kind of my punk upbringing and stuff like that. I feel like when I met them, I kind of fell right in with their friend group and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the other one of the other members of Time Out Timmy, Emilio, she's super cool. She plays in a band called Psych Ward Disco.
Okay.
And they're really cool. So I love all the things that they got going on. It's super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Also another band that we did play with a while back, which I really like, is Regals. They're actually playing at Shaskeen tonight.
Okay.
They rock.
With one of my other friends' bands, Trash Sun, which we played with them too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we can't make that show. 'Cause
I
we're
know. I
playing
want to
our
go
own
to
show.
that. I wish we'd be in two places at once.
Right, right. No, that's a sign of a healthy music scene though, where there's shows and not that far from each other that are going on that are really cool. Yeah. So now the song "Rock and Roll Graveyard," and we should play that one next. I really like that one too. As I was listening to it, it kind of to me, tell me if this is the intention. I felt like this is kind of like the sequel to Rock and Roll High School.
So it's so funny you say that. So I absolutely love the Ramones so much, and I grew up listening to a lot of punk, like 70s and 80s punk was the music.
Yeah.
Some of the music that got me really into music, along with like the Beatles and stuff like that. But even that punk music's like very catchy and awesome. The Ramones
Yeah.
are super catchy. And it's funny because I think I did it unintentionally.
Really?
But it definitely is influenced by Ramones because I loved Rock and Roll High School growing up. I
Yeah.
probably watched that DVD a million times. But also I love Rocket to Russia is probably my favorite Ramones album, and that also has Rockaway Beach on it, which I feel like
okay.
is kind of similar too. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's probably a mix of like Rockaway Beach and then also Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah, because even in the chorus, when you're singing, Rock and Roll Graveyard,
Yeah.
it's evocative of Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah.
in a very cool way. I was listening to it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I like the concept.
Definitely.
And
Thank you so
and-
much.
Well, let's play that next. Yeah. So by the way, so you said something about no one's heard this yet, or
Not this version. All these,
Oh.
all these versions of the song. These are the new recordings. No one's heard that.
Okay.
Heard these versions. So,
okay.
it's very exciting for all of us.
Yeah, great. All right. Well, let's give this a spin. This is Rock and Roll Graveyard, and this is Turbo Cats.
Well, graveyard. Rock, rock, rock and roll 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 graveyard.
That is Rock and Roll Graveyard, and the band is Turbo Cats. We have Turbo Cats here with us in studio. Yeah, great track, guys. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I really like the mix too, and as a bass player, Chris, I appreciate that we can really, your bass is like right up front, and it sounds really good.
That's thanks to his mixing too, though.
Yeah.
So he's very good at that too.
Great job.
He makes
on
all
the
of us sound great.
Yeah.
So
No,
Jim,
they sound great.
Yeah, no, Jim, I like the way you mix. Absolutely. No, because I get frustrated. I'll just a random example, but just yesterday I was listening to I'm a big Black Sabbath fan.
I love Black Sabbath.
And and Tony Iommi, he went back and remixed and remastered some of the Tony Martin era stuff, which I like. I don't know if anyone else does, but I continue to be a Sabbath fan during that time. But I was listening to a song called Forbidden, which is one of my favorite Sabbath tracks, the remastered version, and I'm like, yeah, I like that he took out the keyboards because those never should have been there. But I wish the bass was louder, And as a bass player, I'm maybe I'm biased, but it's like, all right, the keyboards are gone, but where'd the bass go?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's almost like what's that Metallica album, Injustice for All, where
I know.
Jason
Yeah.
Newsted, it's like they just didn't even you can't even hear his bass. It's like non-existent. Why even have him play on it if they're just gonna take it out and
I know.
not mix it up?
And it's hard to argue with success because it was so hugely successful. But anytime I hear anything from that album, I just think, wow, this, how much better would this sound if you could actually hear the bass?
Oh, so true, because it adds so much to the music. And I mean, playing with these guys, it's like we're a three-piece, so I feel like we need to be as loud in the mix as possible. So I love playing with Chris too, because I almost feel like he's like equal to me, like it's not like I'm playing guitar and I want the bass to barely be heard and I want it to be exactly front and center. Like Chris adds so much to the songs and Jim adds so much to the songs. I feel like it's a collaborative thing, so we should all be in the mix. And I'm sure everyone could hear it, but the background vocals that Chris does are amazing. So we want his bass up, his background vocals up.
Yep.
We all want to be heard and
I
come
have fun doing
together
them
as a
too,
group.
especially on that track.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing them on Rock and Roll Graveyard.
Yeah.
A lot of animal sounds or monster sounds and such. That's fun.
I love it.
That's a fun song. Oh, Jane Marita, forgive me if I'm...
Hi, Mom.
Oh, is that your mom? Yeah, she's in the chat room, says enjoying the music.
Love you, Mom.
Always
Love you,
nice to
Dad.
have a supportive family.
Hi, Riley.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love you, Jane.
Very cool, very cool. Does she make it to any of the shows?
Yes and no. But
Yeah.
I give her a pass. So she's busy.
She's always there in spirit.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's a full-time Yorkie mom now. So, now that we've left the nest. So, yeah.
Yorkie.
That's
a dog,
yeah,
isn't it?
so that's another thing
That
too.
traitor. Your mother's a traitor.
So I
Chris, we said we weren't going to bring this up on air.
I guess I'll. Geez, sorry,
kidding.
guys, I broke the rule. But no. So before becoming a cat person, I love Yorkshire Terriers.
Yeah.
And still have one today, thank goodness. Riley Joseph, and also Jim. Jim has two beautiful Yorkies as well.
Hey, I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Oh my goodness.
May as well.
Well,
We
the
should
truth-
just get this out of the way.
Get it all out.
We love dogs too. We love animals
that's the
in
thing, though.
general.
I don't want
Okay.
people to think we don't like other animals.
Okay. No,
You
that
know?
makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I guess. You're not going to start introducing dog songs, though, are you, into the band? I mean, that would be...
We won't.
We could at one point, maybe.
However-
Maybe that's for album 2.
However,
yeah.
it is known that our jam band that we sometimes do is the Turbo Dogs. When we're scooping
yes.
around, we're just jamming.
Oh.
That's the Turbo
Yeah.
Dog.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So sometimes you'll jam, get the turbo dogs out of the way.
Yeah, you gotta get the dog out of you,
Yeah, get the dog, get the dog out.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah. And then I feel better.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. No, that song "Rock and Roll Graveyard" though, that'd probably be fun for a Halloween show. I would think too.
Oh,
You guys
definitely,
could really,
definitely.
really do something with that. You said something too about a video for it.
Yeah, so not this current version of the
Yeah.
song, but when I did it with my friends in Time Out Timmy, there was a video on YouTube for it.
Yeah.
Where it's they're covering my song and I'm playing it with them, which is really cool. So.
I just heard, did you guys hear that? Or
I heard that.
I don't know what that was. Did you hear that, Jenny?
I think
Oh,
we
you don't have your
I think we
headphones on,
summoned
that's why.
some spirits by playing Rock and Roll Graveyard.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think they're toying with us.
Every once in a while during my show, one of the computers will make a sound for no reason whatsoever, but I've never heard that particular sound. I've never heard before. And it had to come from it had to come from this computer. But what could that have been? That was strange.
That was spooky.
That was I've never heard that particular sound before. Maybe I should close some of these browser
I knew
tabs.
that was a dangerous song to play over the radio air.
I think so. It may have,
Yikes.
everything's possessed now.
They brought something with them.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to start having people sign waivers before we play that song
Yeah.
in public.
I guess so. Oh, Jane says, my cat looks like a cow.
Oh yeah, that's another
Yeah.
one. So that's another one of our favorite songs. But that'll be on the album when
Yeah.
it's finished.
Okay.
We haven't quite finished that one yet. But that's about my cat Pep. She happens to also look like a cow.
Yeah.
So my senior lady, little cow kitty.
Yeah.
And that's a song about her looking like a cow.
Oh, okay. All right. All
Which is
right.
why on your Facebook page, your cover is cows with a black and white cat.
Yeah.
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 Now it makes sense.
Oh.
Oh no, there's another
so that's-
cat in the picture.
Yeah, so that's Lucy. That's who's also on my shirt.
So
that's the other kitty.
for the radio listeners,
Yes.
there's this picture that has black and white cows, and at first glance, you think it's just black and white cows, but then when you look a little closer, there's a couple of cats in there.
I always get confused
Black
which
and
is
white
which. They just look so similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
Well
cat-
done, well done.
Yeah. Yeah. We're running out of time, but I'd like to get one more because we haven't played all of them, right? That you sent.
I think we may have actually.
That may have been it.
Yeah, that
Really?
may have been all of them.
I feel like there's one we didn't play. Let's
Let's look at the list. Let's see.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I think maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, okay. I guess we did play them all. Wow, I'll be damned. Oh, I wanted to
We
play.
could always do an acapella of her in my ear.
Well, we are approaching the top of the hour, so we should remind everybody. Well, first of all, let's make sure everyone knows where to find you guys online, especially now that we've established it's Turbo Cats and not the Turbo Cats. Although if they look up the Turbo Cats, they'll probably find you as
Yes.
well. I would
Yes.
assume, but
Cool. You want to start with Chris? Plug our.
Yeah, so
Stuff.
we have our Facebook page. It's The Turbo Cats. We're also on Twitter too, The Turbo Cats Band. And we also have a YouTube channel, right? The Turbo Cats. Did I say that? Did I say Facebook as well? So yeah, so those three things. You can catch us there.
okay. So,
Perfect.
So it's all the Turbo Cats,
Yeah, it is.
at least
It is.
for now.
I think it swaps because I think on YouTube some of the stuff is just Turbo Cats. But when we get the album out and on Spotify and everything like that, I think we're just going to keep it at Turbo Cats moving forward, kind of like
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I'll also plug my Facebook because I try and keep I basically only put music stuff on there and I try and keep everyone updated with everything going on with the band. But it's Hanson Barlow. It's HANSEN space BARLOW.
Okay. Very good. And you guys we have to plug, of course, Terminus tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so Terminus tonight, that will be a fantastic show. We are super duper excited. I do have the address if you'd like me to plug that. So yeah, it's Saturday, June 15th, which is today. You can find us at Terminus, which will be at 134 Haines Street, second floor, Nashua, New Hampshire. 21 plus, BYOB, $15 show. And Turbo Cats are going to be rocking with Jam Tomorrow and Temple Mountain.
Yeah, we've had them on the Temple Mountain's been on the show with us a couple times, and Jam Tomorrow. I used to play in a band with one of the guys who's in Jam Tomorrow.
Ah, nice.
killer.
Yeah. Michael Appley Pierce and I used to play in Chemical Distance seems like a lifetime ago now, a long time ago, but yeah, all very talented individuals. So, guys, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate it. We'll have to do this again in the future. Definitely, when the album's ready to come out, we got to have you back.
Oh, for
we'd
sure,
love to.
totally, we would love that for sure.
Absolutely.
We'll have some new songs ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we can
Perfect.
play the second batch of the songs on air, and then everyone can find it on Spotify and all streaming platforms everywhere.
Perfect. Or should I say perfect? Except I can't roll my, I can't do that. I can't do it right. I shouldn't have gone for it, but I did.
Walking through the graveyard late one night when I heard a sound that gave me a fright. I followed the sound to a group of rockin' ghouls. They were rocking so hard and belting out tunes. It was a rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. Frankenstein was shredding his skins while Elvira was singing about her deadly sins. Freddy Krueger was shredding his axe while Dracula played his four string to the max. It was a rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard.
We're getting spooky.
Ooh, it's getting spooky. Oh my God, it's haunted in there. I don't want to go in. All the ghosts in the graveyard were happy and dancing. The ones that weren't were 6 feet under romancing. The rock show was the best I had seen. Nothing like rocking with all the ghouls on Halloween. It was a rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. One more time. Rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. Rock and roll graveyard. That song's dedicated to Dracula.